Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be talking about Metalstorm's most recent update, which was actually released over 10 days ago. So it's I'm a little bit late on this one, but I've been sick and I've been focusing on other things. But here we are, revealing Metalstorm's biggest update yet, which I think the biggest one before this was over a year ago. Maybe even 2 years ago. I don't actually remember how long it has been, but it feels like it's been an eternity, where they changed the entire flight model, the way aircraft fly and behave. They made it a little bit snappier and more responsive, and they changed the way certain aircraft behaved. They rebalanced all these aircraft, and then they added the whole cruising altitude trait to a lot of different aircrafts, mostly interceptors. That was a while ago. Now, they've rebalanced all the planes again. With the introduction of new missiles like the Hunter missiles, they've actually changed the armament of many aircraft. So some aircraft that had like manually guided missiles now have Hunter missiles. And there's been a lot of changes in that regard. New traits added, new abilities swapped. It's a big update. And like I said, it rebalanced a lot of things. So the reason why you see the J-20 Money Dragon here is because this was one aircraft that I loathed with all of my heart. This was the worst aircraft in the game. Anytime I got a mission to fly it, I was like fuming on the inside because I knew with this hunk of junk, I was going to struggle to pass the missions. Like if I had to win games with this thing, it was like good luck, because as someone who would routinely pull MVP and be in first all the time, this aircraft made it impossible because it had poor maneuvering. The stealth characteristics were like meh, and the missiles were like, you had 4, so they upped it to 6 now, but you basically had 4 active radar missiles and 2 heat seekers. But now they've added the ability to have 6 with this new trait, which is look and shoot. So you can target enemies by actually turning your camera in free look and lock onto anyone the full 180-degree range. It's actually pretty dope, and it makes this aircraft a lot more fun to use. So we're going to go ahead and jump into a match with it in a new game mode called Elimination, which is part of the update as well. So they have Team Deathmatch, Air Superiority, and now Elimination, which is basically like a 5v5 comp style match. 1 life per round, 2 rounds max, first to 2 wins. Pretty basic, pretty simple. So we're going to go ahead and jump in. Now we'll demonstrate the whole new 360-degree lock-on with the J-20, which makes it a little bit more fun. So here we go. Just before we get started, I want to talk about something UI related that I find is actually kind of annoying. I don't know why it changed, but usually when I'm jumping into a match like this, I want to check who's a player by clicking on names, because bots will, as you click, not show anything. But if you click on a player, their profile opens up. Now what I used to be able to do was just press escape, open it up, and then look at them, and then press escape and it would bring me back to the scoreboard. But now it just closes it outright as soon as you hit the key again. And on top of that, if I am trying to open it while... Oh wait, hang on a second. If I'm trying to open it while I'm... Oh, he's done. That guy's done. Look at those missiles go. I mean, I didn't kill him, but that was not going to work out for him. But anyway, if I open the scoreboard while I'm using my afterburner, so I'm using it, scoreboard, you can see it cuts the afterburner and then it opens up again, which for me is kind of annoying, since I'm usually one that opens the scoreboard quite often while using my afterburner so I can see what's going on. Not being able to do that is kind of a huge setback for me. Let's see if I can get this guy. I'm gonna just fire that at him. It missed. That's fine. See if I can gain some altitude. He's trying to target me. Okay. This is not going to go over well for me. Oh, okay, there we go. Finally. I'm like literally leading him to the promised land for you guys to shoot him, and it took you forever. Another thing that changed is the fact that stealth planes behave differently. So right now I can just lob these missiles like this. If he were looking at me, like that F-14, he would be able to lock me and shoot at me. So the range at which I can get engaged is a lot shorter than when it used to be. But the trade-off is if I fire at any range, they can start to engage me. But I mean, like, look how nice this is. You can just sit up here like this and just lob missiles down. I'm gonna dive down on them. Or I'm gonna kill them. That works too. And now I'm gonna just pick up speed and just fly straight at this ammo. Hopefully it respawns by the time I get there. Come on. Come on. There we go. Holy crap. Alright, we're gonna just whip right back up into the vertical, out of his range. Start lobbing some missiles. Roll over again. And he's dead. And that's elimination. That's how quick it is. But, I mean, this jet, just being able to do that now makes it so much more fun. The fact that I can just be loitering at high altitude and just look all around me and just start lobbing missiles down. Because one thing that was kind of weird about the way Interceptor worked with the whole, like, cruising altitude trait, I'll be one to admit firsthand, I hated that change. Like, introducing this cruising altitude trait to aircraft so that aircraft like the MiG-31, which used to be my highest trophied plane. So the MiG-31, which is right here, the Foxhound, this used to be my best aircraft. And it was interesting because it had a really, really high speed. It had excellent active radar missiles, and it had long-range infrared, so heat seekers. So I was able to shoot at stealth planes pretty well because obviously this bypasses their stealth capability. And it had really, really bad maneuverability, but if you were able to get your aircraft behind somebody and use your cannons, those cannons were deadly. And it was one of the most satisfying planes to fly, and then the update came out and it changed the characteristics of the way the aircraft flies. It's slow, it's just unmaneuverable, it's a hunk of garbage, and I never use it anymore. It's basically what the J-20 was before this update. So I was never really a huge fan of what they did with that. Changing some of the aircraft. You know, they got the new ADV Tornado, by the way. This was the last black market plane. And we actually have a new one coming in, which is kind of hilarious. Because it's the one I was saying I wanted to see, which is the Sukhoi 47 Berkut. And here it is. This is going to be releasing on Christmas, which is interesting. And of course, it's not exactly the way I was envisioning it in my mind and what I said in my video, you know, having this plane be with the forward swept wings, highly maneuverable, high angle of attack, high off bore sight, basically a knife. If you're thinking like CQB, like knife fighting, I wanted this to be that aircraft. But it's not. It's got some other things going for it, which I'll talk about whenever I get my hands on it, which will be a while from now. If I make a video for it, because I mean, I haven't made a video for the last couple of black market planes. The J-10 Firebird was the last. So we're going to go ahead and jump into something else. I guess we'll demonstrate the MiG-19, because that's another aircraft that had a dramatic change, because a lot of these planes have complete overhauls done to them. The MiG-19 used to have just 4 manually guided missiles. Now you have 6, and they are much, much higher. 4,500 kilometers per hour is the speed. So the speed is what I mean is much, much higher. And I was pretty good with this thing. Like, I have to admit, the MiG-19 is one of those aircrafts that are extremely difficult to fly. One, because it has low fuel reserve. You go through your fuel reserve very quickly. And then when you're depleting your fuel, it has a trait, which I can just show here, which is unstable engines. So you can actually keep pushing your engine, but there's a chance that you'll break it, and then you have to wait for the fuel to replenish fully before you can use afterburner again. So that's the trade-off. You can push it past 0% if you really want to, and I usually wouldn't because the high percentage chance of breaking it was high, so it made no sense. So they reduced that percentage chance a little bit. I think they even reduced like the cooldown on it, and they gave it 2 more missiles, and they made the fuel usage slightly less. Still feels like it goes really quickly. I mean, case in point, I maxed out my efficient afterburners to reduce the usage by 20%. It still goes quick, but at least the plane itself now retains energy longer, so it allows you to stay with your fuel actually replenishing. You won't need the afterburner as much, which is nice. But the velocity change to the missiles has to be probably the biggest the biggest thing. So 3 players, 2 bots per team. Okay. What was funny is that when the update first came out, there was actually, like when I jumped in to kind of be like, oh, let's try out all these planes, the flight model felt weird. It felt like they actually rehauled the flight model again. And the only way I can describe it is that it was floaty. It was very easy to overshoot your target. The aim assist was turned down dramatically. It was, oh crap. There you go, smoke that guy. It was a very interesting feeling. It almost felt like I was playing a slightly more realistic flight game. Like, I don't know how to explain it other than that. It felt more like War Thunder by comparison. And initially I didn't like it. And then they fixed it. You know, the hotfix changed it back to the way it was supposed to be. And then I kind of missed it. So that's interesting, but I mean, now that we're back to the way the game always was, I'm happy. But there was something about it that made the aircrafts feel a little bit better. Oh, crap, that one missed. Oh man, come on. Look at this health. Oh, sniped. Oh man. Oh, quad kill. And ace. And probably going to die, so I'm gonna dive down here for a quick getaway. It did take me a little while to get used to the MiG-19's faster, higher velocity missiles, I guess. Because it was painfully slow before. Like, you would fire them off and you'd be guiding them for what felt like an eternity sometimes. I think, like, the longest kill I ever had was, like, 5 kilometers. Like, even just looking out there, kind of seeing the targets flying around. It feels like the furthest shot I ever made was kind of like that. Oh, crap. But much further, and I had to, and they were much slower. Like, you had to guide that thing because it was like half the speed that they are now. So it was kind of a pain to land the shots, but it did make it really satisfying just because there was so much air time, I guess you could say, that the missile was in the air, that by the time it hit the target, you were just like really satisfied. Yeah, there we go. So you just hit that guy. I'm gonna see if I can hit this. Oh, no, he's dead. Okay, well, this guy, hello. Dead. Maybe hit this F4. Nice. Oh, no. Oof. I want to hang around here. Where's this A10? There we go. Wow. That worked out nicely, but I'm bailing on this fight. They can get the last kill. I don't think I died. I think this is one of those games where I survived the whole ordeal. It's gonna be me that gets the last kill. Are we really gonna... Is that how it's gonna be? Take out this... Yep. Okay. Well, there you have it. The MiG-19. Much deadlier than it was in the past. Really fun. Okay, so I did die once. But speaking of that, let's talk about that for a second. So, developers, you guys over at Starfarm, if you happen to stumble across this video and watch it, come up with a badge. Call it like Survivor. I don't care what you call it. Just a badge that you get at the very end of the game if you don't die at all. Because I feel like you should get rewarded for that. Because playing an entire match and not being MVP when you have similar stats to other people on your team, and they've died and you haven't, I feel like you should automatically be MVP. Bumped up Like, if I have the exact same stats, let's say this guy is matching me. 13 kills, 1 assist. Same exact stats. But I have 0 deaths. And he has 1 or 2. But somehow he had another medal. Maybe he got an ace that I didn't get. I feel like if I don't die, I should get something for that. That's all I'm saying. So that's a new update. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. And I will hopefully see some of you guys in the skies. Take care.